Praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach, John 5:39.
Find your cot. Find your cot. Cot.
John 5:39.
John 5:39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they will testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Father's name, you receive me not. If another should come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that comes from Elohim only?
Let's take ourselves back to Psalms 136. And pick me up at about verse 12.
Praise the Lord. Psalms 136. It says, with a strong hand and with a stretched out arm.
With a what?
A stretched out arm. His mercy endures forever.
Pause. Give me Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 36.
In the day that I lifted up my hand unto them to bring them forth of the land of Mizraim into the land, bring them forth of the land of Mizraim into a land that I have espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the esteem of all lands.
It's the what?
The esteem of all lands. Then said I unto them, cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with the idols of Mitzrayim. I am Yahuwah your Elohim. But they rebelled against me and would not hearken unto me. They did not every man cast away the abominations of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Mizraim. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Mizraim. But I wrought for my name's sake, that I should not be polluted before the heathen.
Pause. He said he worked for his name's sake. What you think that means? That he don't be polluted amongst the heathen. What do y'all think that means? Well, cool. Let's go back and let's look in Exodus 15, where we began the week. Make it verse Exodus 15:1 is official.
Exodus 15? It says, then sang Moses and the children of Yasharal this song unto Yahuwah, and spake, saying, I will sing unto Yahuwah, for he hath triumphed esteemingly. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. Yahuwah is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. He is my Elohim, and I will prepare him a habitation, my father's will, or my father's Elohim, and I will exalt him. Yahuwah is a man of war, and Yahuwah is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone.
Pause. So, he drowned Pharaoh's army in the sea, right? Come over here to Romans 9, right? Because his name had to have been polluted amongst the heathen to a certain extent, made unclean. Because what did Pharaoh say when he said, Yah said let him go? What did Pharaoh say? Who is Yah? I don't know no Yah. So let us sanctify my name amongst these people real quick. Like, pick yourself up at Romans 9, probably about verse 13. Romans 9 and 13.
It says, As it is written, Jacob I have loved, but Esau I have hated.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Elohim? Elohim forbid. For he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Elohim that showeth mercy. For the scripture says unto Pharaoh,
What it say?
Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout the earth.
Pause. You see that there? You see how that go with us in Ezekiel? He need to make his name known, so you know who I am. Look what I mentioned to you last night, man. There's no other book on the earth that people go about vehemently to discredit. You know what I'm saying? And any of y'all ever asked yourself this question, why so many people want to make this book not be true? Because don't nobody attack any other book like that. Who attacks the Quran like that? Nobody attacks the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody attacks the Kabbalah. Nobody attacks anything other than this. Because this word testify against man deeds that they're evil. See, going to get that real quick. John 7:7 real quick. You can make it 7:3.
7:3.
John 7:3.
His brother therefore said unto him, Depart hence, and go unto Yehuda, that thy disciples also may see the works that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to the world. For neither did his brother believe in him.
They ain't believe him either. Come on.
Then Yahushua said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it, and the works thereof are evil.
Pause. That's all we wanted. That's why they hate the word. The reason that they hate it because it testifies of your behavior. It tells you that your behavior is evil. So of course you're going to want to discredit it and throw it out the way because it's condemning what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what people like. Some people feel like it's got our people. Some people feel like we need to return to African spirituality. What were we getting from African spirituality? Look at how them niggas act over there. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know one of the things that African people do? They circumcise young girls. You not familiar with that? Yes, they circumcise young girls. They circumcise a young girl by cutting her clitoris off when she reaches a certain age because they said sex is not for pleasure. And they've been doing that for centuries. Yeah, they'll take a 10, 11-year-old girl and circumcise her.
Yeah, they say something about it's supposed to cut off their lust or their something.
Yeah, if we cut this part up off of you, you're not going to desire sexual pleasure.
Right.
What type of common sense does that make? That's what they do over there. Like I said, you have the common misnomer that what? That Africans are not homosexuals. They plenty punks.
Yeah, they do that.
You got a lot of Africans ain't gay. Says who? The Africans was the first faggots. They were the first faggots. I say that because our law said to not do the things that these people were doing, and it was based off of these African nations in the land being homosexuals. They were doing it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't like to talk about that. Don't nobody like to point that out. But yeah, they were homosexuals first. The same way everybody act like Israelites weren't homosexuals. As if that wasn't Benjamin kind of kicking that door and sleep with that man. You know what I'm saying? See, we have a false idea. The reason why I'm mentioning this here, because I just asked y'all this question right now. How many of y'all are familiar with the wars that were fought while we were in the wilderness? You familiar with them? You familiar with them?
What you mean, the Yasharal fight?
I'm talking about the wars, the literal battles and wars that were waged while we were in the wilderness before we entered into the land. You familiar with them? You familiar with them, D? You familiar with them, Shayla? You familiar with them, Lisa? Well, that's what we're going to look at. I mentioned that to y'all last night. We kind of went backwards with it. That's one of the reasons why in that Exodus 15:3, he said that Yah is a man of war. I can remember first picking up the book probably when I was about 16 years old and reading about how he told all of them to kill all of these people. And when you're not familiar with that, that'll throw you. Like he annihilate them all. The Girgashites, the Perizzites, the Hittites. I'm like, dang, ain't nobody. They don't tell you about that in church, do it?
Then that John say, don't spare no women.
Don't spare no women. Don't spare no children. Don't spare nobody. Kill them all. And some people sit back and look at, why would a God tell people to kill children? Y'all know why he tell them to kill the children. Why he tell them to kill the children?
Keep that wickedness going.
Not just the wickedness. How many of y'all used to watch Kung Fu movies?
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're going to come back. They're going to want vengeance. You don't going right if I sit here and watch you kill my daddy. I'm going to want to come back and kill you. You doggone right I am. He going to be spending his whole life. You can see that in the text, didn't you? What nigga sat back. Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to recall an example of that in the text, like when they left them nations alive. Them niggas sat back and plotted to go to war with you. They mad. Yeah, and killed them. I mean, but you look at what Saul did with the Amalek. He told them kill them all. One, because of course one thing that we gonna read about what they did, but he said kill them all. Because you don't kill them all, guess what? You can even see that in the example of, now he didn't tell them to kill all the Edomites in that particular instance, but there's an instance where it say that Edom revolted from under Yehuda's hand, and after that, them boys went to try to go to battle with you every time after that. Like, you got to get rid of them. And they tell you in our law that if we went to war with the people and a young lady caught your eye, if she wasn't no virgin, you had to kill her. If she had to be a virgin, that's the only way you could take her for yourself. If she had known a man, they said you got to kill her too. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that around here.
But how would
She not even say how they would have known.
Because she wouldn't have had a hymen.
what?
She wouldn't have had a hymen. You don't know what a hymen is? That's when niggas say that you bust her cherry. That's what that meant in the law when it said the tokens of virginity it should have been blood on.
No, but they just saying, how would you know?
Oh, really? If I'm coming to kill it, you a virgin man? No.
No, they gonna inspect. They gonna inspect.
I was asking.
No, they gonna inspect.
I mean, if you done hit it and you ain't busting cherry, how would you? That's what I was saying. How would you have known?
Yeah, I mean,
You would have had to have laid to know.
Right, in Israel, because of how they dress.
I know. I was just saying off that.
No, yeah.
You just looted and burnt, and it's women out there.
How would you know?
I mean, you take that woman and you done took her, and then you find that she ain't a virgin, so you gonna kill her.
I mean, sure, at that point.
No, I mean, I was just asking, bro. I mean,
How you find that?
Yeah, you ain't gonna know no woman till no virgin until she dropped them draws.
Did she have to shave her head and shave her nails or something?
Yeah, she had a pair of nails and shave her head and bewail her captivity, and then after that, you could go in unto her. Come on, man. Go back to Ezekiel 20.
okay.
No, I'm not mentioning that because those are things of nobody would expect that. What that was we were talking about this morning? What that was I telling? Oh, and then I forgot. But it was about something we were talking about this morning about how y'all operate. You know what I'm saying? About how niggas sit back and think y'all don't do stuff like this and don't do stuff like that. Or what it was is we were talking about what we were talking about last night with the wonders and signs. Yeah. Of course, you know what people overlook when we read about the wonders and signs? That y'all said he'll let it come to pass. Just to see if you're going to keep on doing what he told you to do. So he'll let you believe a wonder and sign so he can kill you. And they be like, what type of God would do that? The type of God that told you, you better trust in me and believe in me and don't worry about what your eyes see. Because we were mentioning it like this here, right? This is what we were talking about. A nigga would do this right here. Because we were using this scenario, right? Some brothers were having they tabernacle service, right? They believe that a woman could preach. Now, I'm not going to walk out if there's certain things that we don't agree on. Like the woman who was standing, she was singing though. She had pants on. I'm not going to leave because this woman got pants on. But if that woman go to preaching that word, I'm out. The reason being is I'm condoning what you doing. When I sit here and I listen to that, me sitting there, I'm stamping that. You know what I'm saying? I'm bidding you Godspeed. I'm saying Yah be with you. I'm not finna do that. Give him 2 John. Give him the second epistle of John. Give him about the 8th verse. Make it 6. I'm going to show you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because guess what, right? A nigga could be a false prophet, right? You think I'm finna sit here and listen to this nigga? You know why I ain't finna listen to this nigga? Because he going to read you Ezekiel 14 and about verse 4, and he going to tell you why I ain't going to listen to this nigga. What may I do for you, Hezekiah? I don't have any of those. Your sneakers are clean, though. You might want your mama to tie your sneakers for you out here looking like a poo putt. Come here, Hezekiah. Let me tie your shoes for you out here looking like a poo putt. Well, then look like a poo putt then. Come on, man. The second epistle of John. Pick me up at verse 6. No, Eugene. We ain't got that kind of money. Now come up here and get your shoe tied. Second epistle of John, verse 6.
And this is the love that we walk out his commandments. This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in. Mm-hmm. For many deceivers are entered into the world.
Many what?
Deceivers.
Uh-huh.
They have entered into the world who confess not that Yahushua is the Mashiach. Mm-hmm. And he has come in the flesh.
Yes, sir.
This is a deceiver.
This is a what?
A deceiver.
And what else?
And an anti-Mashiach.
What else he say?
Look to yourselves.
Look to what?
Yourselves.
So what?
That we lose not sight of the things that we have wrought.
Don't lose sight of the things you don't work for.
But that we receive a full reward.
A full one.
Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of the Mashiach, have not Elohim.
Yes, sir.
He that abideth in the doctrine of the Mashiach, he hath both father and son.
Go ahead. What do he say next?
If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine,
and don't bring this teaching.
Receive him not into your house.
Don't receive him.
Neither bid him Godspeed.
Don't even say Yah be with you. Why?
For he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker in his evil deeds.
Says what? The reason why I mention this here, right? When you say a nigga doing something and he out of pocket, and you be like, that's my brother. Yah bless you. Yah be with you. You might as well go out there and do it with him. See, I gave him and I used that as the most extreme scenario because I was trying to be extreme to bring the point home. If this woman standing out here preaching, I might as well sit and watch two men have sex then. Because what's the difference? They both equally wrong. Because me sitting there watching them niggas do that, I'm condoning their behavior, so I might as well join them. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what you got going on now is niggas will know somebody out of pocket and be like, oh, they ain't got nothing to do with these. Oh, that's still my art. Nah, cuz I don't fool with you, bro. You're an evil bastard. Ezekiel 14 and 4. I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? And people sit back and look at it and be like, oh, you're not trying to bring together. You trying to divide. We were looking at a brother talking about that video about witchcraft, and he said the same exact thing I told you last night. Who cares what your ancestors did? Your ancestors also were idol worshipers. Your ancestors also were murderers. Your ancestors also betrayed the only begotten son of Elohim. You know what I'm saying? So what does that mean? Your allegiance is supposed to be to Yah first. If a nigga trying to make it to be that your allegiance is to Israel first, that nigga's not of Yah. Ain't nobody of Yah ever told you to have allegiance to the people before you had allegiance to Yah. What man in the book taught that? Anybody in the word taught that? Ain't nobody in the word teach that. You already know a nigga ain't a Yah for nigga telling you to be aligned with him before Yah. Boy, your allegiance supposed to be to Yah. Boy, that law say, boy, it wouldn't matter. He said, if you seen your mama, your daddy, your wife worshiping another God, he said you supposed to stone him. Ain't that what it said? Your allegiance supposed to be to Yah. Have no other gods before me. That's what people got the game mixed up. You loyal to people instead of being loyal to Yah. I'm not loyal to the nation of Israel before I'm loyal to Yahuwah. I don't care who you is.
My bad, I ain't sure you got call.
That's who I'm loyal to. And like the brother said, man, you got to call a spade, right is right, and wrong is wrong. If they wrong, they wrong. And you can't turn your head just because, oh, they know they Israel. That's no excuse.
All right.
Come on, man. Ezekiel 14.
We asked for Ezekiel 20 the first time.
We've been on Ezekiel 20. Right now, you need to go to Ezekiel 14 and 4.
Before John, you said 20. That's why I start off helping.
Eugene.
It says, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, said Yahuwah Elohim, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. You said 14 and 20?
14 and 4.
It says, therefore speak unto them, and say unto them, thus says Yahuwah Elohim, every man of the house of Yasharal that setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols. That I may take the house of Yasharal in their own heart, because they all are estranged from me through their idols.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore say unto the house of Yasharal, thus said Yahuwah Elohim, repent, and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
Yep.
For every one of the house of Yasharal, or of the stranger that sojourneth in Yasharal, which separateth himself from me, and setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and committeth.
So see right this here, right? An idol ain't necessarily a god. An idol is something that you bow down and serve and work towards, and you put that before Yah. And he said he'll cause that idol to cause you to stumble and fall so he can destroy you. Go ahead.
It says, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to a prophet to inquire of him.
He said come to a who?
A prophet.
Go ahead.
To inquire of him concerning me. I, Yahuwah, will answer him by myself. And I will set my face against that man, and I will make him a sign and a proverb, and I will cut him off from the midst of my people, and ye shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
And if a prophet be deceived when he
If a who?
Deceived.
Uh-huh.
When he has spoken a thing,
I
Yahuwah
have
deceived that prophet.
That's ugly.
And I will stretch out my hand upon him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people, Yasharal.
Look what else he say.
And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity, and the punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him.
Whoa. So the punishment of, so if he deceived the prophet, the person that's seeking unto him, what would they be? They would be deceived as well. So he say the same punishment that person is going to get, that prophet going to get, that person who going after them going to get the same thing. So what I sit back, I know full well, woman, if you tell my Yah sent you to teach the word, I know you lying. And he's deceived you to believe that. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to you. Because now I'm going to get the same reward you getting. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to you. Because I'm going to go with the word say, I don't care how you feel. You know what I'm saying? That's why I mean what niggas quick to say, God can use anybody. According to his word, he will. According to his word, he will. He's not going outside of his word to fit what you want him to do. You got women out here saying they pastors. How's that possible? Then, the part we mentioned this morning, you got niggas who know niggas sinners who teaching the word. You ain't supposed to listen to that nigga. And you know he a sinner. You listening to him, you going to hell for listening to him. Ain't that what he just said in Ezekiel? I'm not finna listen to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. And people take that as you're being divisive. We supposed to be nation building. We supposed to be coming together. I'm supposed to be saving my soul. And I'm not finna sacrifice my soul for your self-esteem, for your emotions, for how you feel. No, sir. No, sir, I will not. Go to Ezekiel chapter 20. That what nigga problem is. Whatever verse you start at. I ain't finna do that. I bet you niggas ain't gonna sit back and smoke crack with a nigga because the nigga say we nation building. You ain't gonna hit that rock, is it? That's what they be doing in the fraternities, don't they? Ask them niggas do all that freaky out the way stuff in the name of bonding. And niggas do it too. Let a grown man paddle him. No grown man paddle me. Kissing niggas in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Niggas.
All in brotherhood.
All in brotherhood. No, sir. No, sir. First and foremost, I want to know why you want my bare buns in your face. That's the first thing I want to know. Then I want to know why you take enjoyment on spanking another man.
But they did it to me.
Clearly something wrong with you.
That's what it be though.
That's the traumatic experience.
That's the whole thing.
I know that's what they
did it to
say.
me, so I'ma do it to you.
It's just that's tradition. Ain't none of you niggas ever questioned the fact why y'all got a tradition of spanking men? You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't hit nobody mind. Like, this ain't normal manly behavior. That men get in a dark room and paddle one another and niggas standing around watching. Yeah!
I mean, it's all for the sake of fame, honestly.
It is though. It's the face that they're gonna get from doing it.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily that. They probably could care less, but if that's what it takes to get it.
Oh, I know it, but I'm that nigga who'd have walked in the room and be like, so nobody ever questioned the fact of why is a bunch of men in here bare butts out spanking each other?
Before you get to that point, you would have already been like, nah, this ain't for me.
Oh, I was already knew that before I even knew what they
Right,
did.
that's what I'm saying. So you wouldn't even get to the level to ask that question.
And if you did, nigga was like, you want these letters or not?
Yeah, nigga, you want these hands?
That's what nigga gonna say.
I'm
You
like,
don't want
absolutely
them,
not,
you
old
don't
punk nigga, and I'll fade every one of you niggas in here, because you niggas got to be gay.
Before you get spanked, you like, don't spank me.
Yeah,
You
they
can
verbally
go
abuse
so
you
much
before
way
you even
before
get
that.
Oh, see that ain't even finna happen, because I don't know where you niggas come from, but whole nigga who you think you, especially if it's a nigga you know you can whoop, who is this old nigga talking to?
Nah, yeah, you would. You're not even what's dangerous.
You know why that gonna happen? How nigga look at it? Because the nigga think it's a, man, that's emasculating. That's making you less of a man.
Yeah,
You,
that's why you do it.
no, that ain't why you, I mean, you a whole nigga, you'll take it in the butt. You'll take it in the butt. Ain't no problem, because ain't no real man finna let no man talk to him any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Just to be down? No, ain't no real man finna let nobody do him like that.
Just a whole bunch of lame niggas in
Thank you.
I already know that.
that.
I already know it. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no real man finna let no man just disrespect him for the sake of disrespect. There ain't no real man there. Ain't no real man finna do that.
They were never.
You don't know who you
They were none in high
is.
school. They went to college. They all lame. They need
No, I'm just being, I wouldn't care, like I said, I wouldn't care what your, if you a real man, it's just certain things you not gonna tolerate. But I wouldn't care what my family did. If you a real, see, you not a man. If you a real man, it's just certain stuff you're not gonna tolerate.
But you gotta say, that age niggas really angry. They're still children.
No, but see, I'm talking, no, but that mean, I mean, you still a child, but then there's still, it's foundational principles of manliness that you know, like, boy, I ain't finna let no nigga talk to me any kind of way. I ain't finna let no nigga disrespect me. I ain't finna let no nigga beat on me. You know what I'm saying? Cause nigga ain't finna talk to me in a kind of way. Hold up, bro. Only person on this earth that can talk to me like that is Rosalind Renee, the woman who birthed me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't finna let you do it. So clearly, nigga, you must want to fight. Cause we're coming from where I'm coming from. Nigga, don't talk to me. You can get me to do anything you want me to do without talking to me like that, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Trying to shame me and embarrass me? No, cuz. Then we ain't even finna play them type of game. Then we, and if, let's say if a nigga got past all that, but once we get to the point of another man spanking me, this is where I gotta draw the line.
I feel like that's the same thing for games. You gotta get literally beat.
Yeah, and them niggas that, and then you had work, gang. And then gangs on the flip side, see, gangs was a little worse, because if the niggas didn't jump you in, them niggas wanted you to go commit a crime.
Exactly, or have sex with somebody that got a disease or something crazy.
Well, no, that was the women that got hunched in.
Nah, niggas have.
You know what I'm saying? But I know they done sent niggas to go shoot a nigga, go rob a nigga, if they didn't want to,
They gonna bless you in the jump.
Right.
I ain't on that. I wasn't on that neither. But I can say with the gang tip, niggas not coming in just automatically disrespecting you. You know a nigga, these is killers and gangsters who you trying to run with.
Right, they just trying to see if it's gonna be a whole nigga or not.
Or not. These niggas just squares. These niggas square. Ain't too many real niggas. Look here. Shaq was in the fraternity. This faggot nigga painted his toenails. You know what I'm saying? And participate in all type of questionable activity.
I feel like they're not gay or questionable. They just doers. Cause I like.
That's why I know what we do.
Like
That's why I
they
know
just
what we do.
I just feel like they just know. Just like Tom Jordan or Steve Harvey. They just know.
Some of them, but I don't know what. Some of them niggas, I wonder about you niggas.
He a whole nigga questionable. That nigga married like.
The nigga been married 3-4 times. But let's go ahead. Come on.
That would be on TV getting married, Mike.
Yeah, they're questionable. Steve Harvey is definitely questionable.
He said he got experience.
Nah, this point I guess you done get married by Steve
He can
Harvey.
tell you what I done did wrong.
Yeah.
They all questionable because they sinners. 20 and 37 probably where you at.
No, we was high when he was talking about rock for my name.
You need to cut. You gotta tell them the verse. We was not at verse 10. You definitely read something I didn't actually read. I need to tell you about verse 35. We trying
We
to.
talking about the abominations.
I just
rock for my
assume,
name said that it would not be polluted.
yeah, I assume you was in verse 35, but yeah, you Tyler.
So what you want?
About verse 35.
I thought you said that, but I don't think you read that.
Yeah, that's what I thought he would read.
I think he had 30.
It sure fit, because you went to Romans and all, and it definitely was.
Because I thought that's what you were reading where I was at.
So you want 38, 35?
35. 35.
It said, I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
We'll back up to about 33.
It said, as I live, says Yahuwah, surely with the mighty hand and with the stretched out arm and fury poured out, I will rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people.
Pause. He'll bring you out from who?
From among the people.
Go ahead. We're looking at that for the cause of dealing with what we're talking about in Exodus, which is him bringing us out from amongst these people. Go ahead, man. Baby, you're going to choke it.
I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there I will plead with you face to face. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness.
Leave him there. Let him sit down. You're doing too much, baby. You're doing too much. Oh, you stink. Oh, you stink. You a special type of stink.
Ezra mud. The wilderness of the people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
And there I will plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Mizraim, so will I plead with you, says Yahuwah Elohim. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Yeah.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into.
Now we're looking at all that based off of what we read in Psalms 136. That he gonna bring you out. Now he brought us out to be able to set us up to get in the land. Let's go back to Psalms 136. All right, now just to check back to see who remember, when did we come out of Egypt? And when did we come out of Babylon? So then we looking at when it's time for the beast to start ruling. We already know from what we ascertained with him being wounded and coming back alive, it's the first month, because when he declared that he God, what did Yahushua tell you to do? Dang.
Oh, they only told you.
Clearly you heard somebody else is going off too. I mean, you might have your settings cut off. Mine is on. Mine is on. You can cut him off. You can go in your settings and cut him off. I get amber alerts and all that time. Go ahead, man.
136.
What verse you in?
Only did verse 12.
That's, let them know. You got to let them know, because they might not remember. Psalms 136 and 12.
It says, with a strong hand and with an outstretched arm, for his mercy endures forever. To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endures forever. And made Yahshua to pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endures forever.
Yeah.
But overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea.
We talked about Pharaoh getting overthrown on Wednesday. Go ahead.
For his mercy endures forever.
Go ahead.
To him which he led his people through the wilderness.
Through the
for
what?
his mercy endures forever.
Uh-huh.
To him that smote the great kings.
The great who?
The great king. For his mercy endures forever.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 1 off of that. Deuteronomy 7 and 1. Hey, Malia. What you doing? I need to hit her with a Mortal Kombat.
Deuteronomy
7 and 1.
When Yahuwah thy Elohim shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
These nations are greater and mightier than you. Because I'm asking you something. You think the people were just going to get up and give you their land? We know that's not going to happen. Let's look at Deuteronomy 20 and 14. None of them did.
He talking about the Gilead.
No, there was a handful of people. That wasn't the whole nation. That was some dudes that put on some ragged outfits and brought some moldy bread to try to make it look like they came from a long distance. Yeah, that wasn't. Nobody got out the way. They all fought.
19.
20 and 14. They all fought. From Jericho on down, everybody fought. Because you got to realize something. They didn't serve y'all, so you come and talk about in the name of Yahuwah, take this land. Them niggas, who is that? I don't know who that is. We heard stories about what happened in Egypt. That nigga gonna have to catch these hands. That's how they felt.
But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that in the city, even all the spoil thereof, thou shalt take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thy enemies which Yahuwah thy Elohim hath given thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thus thou shalt do all unto all the cities which are very far off from thee, and which are not of the cities of these nations.
Mm-hmm.
But the cities of these people, which Yahuwah thy Elohim does give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breathes.
So say, hold on. So you see this here? You see how? Go back to about verse 10 to make sure y'all can hear everything. Because you just heard him say that certain cities don't touch these people.
He said some cities you can get grabbed at.
Go ahead. Start at verse 10 and read it to him.
It says, when thou comest near
Shalom, man.
to a city to fight against it, then proclaim shalom unto it. And it shall be, if it make an answer of shalom and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. And if thou shalt, but if it will not make shalom with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. And when Yahuwah thy Elohim hath delivered it unto thy hand, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Every one.
But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, thou shalt take it into thyself. And thou shalt eat the spoil of thy enemies, which Yahuwah thy Elohim has given thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thus thou shalt do unto all the cities which are very far off of thee.
Have any of y'all ever seen how they say that Moses is considered to be one of the greatest military geniuses of all time?
Greatest what?
Military genius of all time. There's books that men have written that saying that Moses was one of the greatest military geniuses of all time. Really, as Yah is the greatest military genius of all time because of the battles that they read about and how they fought them in the law.
Pay what you owe. Pay what you owe.
Well, so they get it in blood. That's what they can do. Get that in blood. Huh? Yeah, I know. I'm talking about on my end. I had to rotate it and so it just took it off my phone. You see what you say you gonna block? Come on, man.
Yeah,
I ain't got to block it. I just ain't gonna answer.
he said you can take the women and children and eat of the cities that are far off and are not of the cities of these nations.
Mm-hmm.
But of the cities of these people.
You see that cities that are far off, so that means you can gather people from a distance.
But these 7 nations.
But these 7 nations in the land of Canaan, no, buddy.
This what you do to them.
Listen what he said. This what you do to them. Come on.
He had given these people for an inheritance.
He giving them for what?
An inheritance.
So these people are your inheritance.
Thou shalt save alive nothing that breathes.
Not nothing.
You shall utterly destroy them, namely
Namely,
the Hittites,
the Hittites,
the Amorites,
Mhm.
the Canaanites,
Mhm.
the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, as Yahuwah thy Elohim commanded thee.
go ahead.
They teach you not to do after all their abominations which they have done unto their Elohim.
So you heard what he said?
so you
The
should
purpose
not
of
sin
you
again.
killing all them people is so that they could not teach you the abominable things that they were doing to serve their gods. Now you know why that sounds familiar? It's dealing with something at the end. Because what he said he was going to do to the beast and all the nations that went up with him. He killing them all. He ain't leaving none of them alive, is it? You know why? So they won't be around here teaching you to serve another God. It ain't no different. What he did at the beginning, he going to do at the end. Ain't nothing different. See, people don't pay attention to that. See, I told you this last night, and brother believe that, right? Like, brother believe that we going to go to Africa, and then we going to go on the land, and these people just going to let you in. And if you think them people just not going to let you in and they not going to fight, you a fool. Because these people going to fight. Because them Canaanites fought, didn't they? They got slaughtered, but they fought. And they going to fight again. Go and get them Zechariah 14:1 just so you can see. They going to fight again. Them people just ain't finna give up their land. Would you give up your land if somebody came to take it? Zechariah 14:1. Nigga don't care nothing about no Yah. No sinners don't care about no Yah. Shoot, they didn't care about no Yah while they were living. So what make you think they don't care about it when it's time to go to war?
4-1.
14-1.
It said, behold, the day of Yahuwah cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. Half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Yep.
Then shall Yahuwah go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought.
So those nations are in Jerusalem going to war with it, destroying it, tearing it down. Now. And guess what you doing, sitting there watching it? What you think they fighting for? What it is, Revelation 15? Or Revelation 14? I think it's 16, actually.
Could that be like a symbol too of the nations trying to fight for their land back?
Oh, they fighting over Jerusalem because they want to keep it?
Yeah.
16 and 10, because they want to keep it. They don't want to get that up. They fighting they fighting one another for control over it. And they also fighting with the beast. Because remember, what did they say? They said about the beast, who can make war with him? Who can make war with him? Who's like him? Because they know that's what it say about Yah. He's a man of war. Who is like him? And we know Satan wants to be able to be like him. As far as his power and worship is concerned. Well, not even power, just worship. He just wants people to worship him. At the end of the day, that's all Satan wanted, people to worship him. Eugene. Get from over there. Revelation 16 and 10. Come here, son. Come here.
And the fifth Malachim poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness.
His kingdom was full. Now, what that sound like? You should know. You should catch it. He poured out a vial on the seat of the beast. That's what it said, right? And his kingdom was full of what?
Darkness.
What that sound like? Egypt. Doing the same thing over again. It's nothing different. Go ahead.
And they gnawed their tongues for pain.
See, now hold on. Now. That's a little stronger than Egypt because they didn't go through all that in Egypt. What you think they gnawing their tongue for pain for? He tormenting them. See, he didn't torment Egypt. He tormented these niggas though. Go ahead. Bring me that back, son.
Can you explain that? Drum your tongue.
No.
Oh, okay.
There they.
You don't think that him like with him putting all them boxes and all them, they don't feel like that was him torturing them?
No, I'm talking about when he made it go dark. He took that up off of them. He did each individual thing. They didn't have no
I know what
pain.
you're saying at one time. I feel you. All right.
Get from over there. Now stop being rebellious. Go sit with your mother or your father. Go.
When you come back and take a nap,
Yeah, go back there with the nap master.
oh, they are asleep. They ain't gonna risk
Come on.
it. They like,
It said, they gnawed their tongues in pain, and blasphemed the Elohim of Shamahim because
Oh.
of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds.
See that? You see how that? See, he combined them.
Yeah.
See, he ain't do him like he did in Egypt, where he hit him with one, took it all, hit him with another. He dropping these vials on him. He letting them stay. Go ahead.
And the sixth Malachim poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the Malachims of the east might be prepared. I saw three unclean ruachs like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the ruachs of the adversary, working miracles, which go forth unto the Malachims of the rats and the whole world, to gather them into the battle of the great day of the Al Shaddai.
The gathering of the what?
The great day.
The battle. Remember he just said he'll rise up as in the day of battle?
Yes, sir.
Same way he rose up for Pharaoh in the day of battle. Come on with it.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Come as a what?
A thief.
What you better do?
Baruch is he that watches.
You better watch.
And keepeth his garment.
You better keep them clothes on.
Lest he walk naked.
And they see your shame.
And they see your shame.
Yes, sir. Come on with it. Listen to the next thing he
And
said.
he gathered them to a place in the Arboretum called Armageddon.
Armageddon.
And the seventh Malachim poured out his vial into the air.
So pause. So you notice here, that's a battle, that's a place. You know, people like to say Armageddon is a battle, it's a place. And he gonna gather them all, and y'all should know where that place is. It's not even, you can say it's of Armageddon, but the book don't call it that. That's what contemporary culture call it. But it's really the Valley of Jehoshaphat. It's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. He gonna gather them there so he can kill them all there. But you see the nations is going to battle right now. They battling, that's why they in Zechariah 14 doing what it is that they doing. They also know that, get them Revelation 11 and 14. They also know Hamashiach coming. Mama, that man on his way. Mama, there go that man again. And they don't want to see that man.
We want 14.
Revelation 11 and 14.
11.
40 minutes.
It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Third destruction come quick.
And the seventh Malachim sounded, and there were great voices in Shamahim saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdoms of our master.
Remember that? See, remember, right? We coming to take the land. The kingdoms of them people was going to become ours, correct? Go ahead.
And of the Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders which sat before Elohim on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped Elohim, saying, we give thee thanks, O Yahuwah El Shaddai, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power
And reigned.
and hast reigned.
Mm-hmm.
And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, that thou should give his reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the Kadeshim, and to them.
Did you notice it said the
that fear thy
nations
name.
were angry? You don't think them 7 nations was angry in Deuteronomy? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 20. Go ahead so you can go ahead and bust your head up against that chair, since you want to be a nigga. What verse you in Revelation 20?
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy. And 19.
Read 17 again, man.
It says, but thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, as Yahuwah thy Elohim hath commanded thee. They that teach you not to do, that they teach you not to do after their abominations which they have done unto their Elohim, so should ye sin against Yahuwah your Elohim. When thou shalt receive the city a long time, and making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them, for thou mayest eat it of them.
Okay, that's good. So these are the people that you got to destroy and you got to take out. Let's go to Deuteronomy 4 and 32. And let's go from there. Who remembers why we didn't get chased and go to war coming out of Babylon? Who remembers the answer to that?
So we had to rebuild the city.
You had to rebuild the city for the anointed one. Deuteronomy 4 and 32. Whoa.
I heard that word. For as now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that Elohim created man upon the rocks, and as from one side of Shamaim unto the other, whether there have been any such thing as this great thing, or has been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of the fire as thou hast heard and lived? Or have Elohim essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation?
Hold on, take a nation from the midst of a what?
Another nation by temptation.
By what?
By signs.
Hold on, by temptations. And by what else?
By signs.
And by what else?
Wonders. And by war.
Pause. Now pay attention to that. When we came up out of Babylon, did we come out by temptations? No. Did we come out by signs? No. Did we come out by wonders? No. Did we come out by war? No. But you know you came out of Egypt like that though, right? And you can see in the book of Revelation how you coming out. We just read a couple of them. He said he blew 7 trumpets. With them 7 trumpets, things went down, correct? Then he dropped 7 vials and things went down out of that. And then there was 7 woes, right? And what were all of those things? Wonders, temptations, signs, and lastly, war. You know what I'm saying? So again, we seeing the difference. And with each instance of where we came out, we all came out in what? That first month. Because you got to remember, when we come about the last time, he has to deliver us from the midst of what? Another people. Because that's what he did the first time. So again, let's tell you how he tell you the end from the beginning. He telling you how it's going to go down at the end when he start off the story. Then the end of the story is just confirming what he told you in the beginning. Like, you know, how many of y'all just felt like, you know, the book of Revelations was very, very hard to understand and all this other stuff? You know, some people used to believe it was scary to read. They didn't want to read it, scared. It used to scare you, Johnny, when you was minister of media?
I'm not scared. I ain't understand it though.
But I don't never remember a preacher even reading Revelation to me. I ain't never heard this about Revelation.
I'm going to tell you, them white pastors on TV, they'll jump right on into it.
Yeah, I see that.
They'll jump. They don't care nothing about it. I can't speak for no black preachers, but them white folks on TV, boy, they don't mind. What? You ain't lying. He became a millionaire all left behind.
And I was trying to find out what the rapture was at. I was like,
You wasn't never gonna find that. They pulled actually the rapture doctrine correctly from the man who created it. It's based off where it come from. Then they built it off of one person being here and one person being left, and Matthew and just stuff, and went from it from there, and people accepted it. But really the reason why I mentioned this here is because of the prophets, then you see he just may go into greater detail, but he's already told you this. What is doing is revealing. I put it to you this way because we can't necessarily say what was stated, but remember, right, that Yah showed Moses what he was going to do, and then Moses showed it to Aaron, and then they went and showed it to the people. So who's to say? Only Yah knows, and clearly Moses and Aaron, if he showed them, hey, this is how I'm going to bring y'all out. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reveal this to you. But when you see in the book of Revelation, he's revealing how I'm going to bring you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm revealing it. You see him doing to the beast everything he did to Pharaoh. You seen Pharaoh do the same thing. He was blaspheming against Yahuwah's name, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe he did. My opinion, he probably did show Moses because Moses was like, y'all gonna rebel once I die.
Oh, no, I'm talking about way before that. I'm talking about Exodus chapter 4. When he went and grabbed Moses and told him, you're going to be the one. He said, I'm slow of speech. He said, well, your brother can speak well. And then he showed Moses something, and Moses showed it to Aaron, and Aaron went and showed. Get it for him. Exodus chapter 4. Get it for him.
I'm pretty sure he showed him. Moses kept saying he didn't want to do it, but he said it for almost everything. I don't think I can do that. People not going to listen. What should I tell people? I can't do it.
I can't say I blame him. I can't say I blame him. Exodus about 4 and 28. I definitely can't say I blame him.
So they're gonna be like,
Your face gonna stay like that.
That's what Trump mouth.
Big mouth bass. Faking and flogging. Look how quick you stop.
See how quick you change?
Rod King for top. Hey, that was so funny. That nigga said, you see how quick you change? You don't care about anybody. I never said I was a vegan. I said I was a vegetarian. First prophet is Adam. 4:28 Exodus.
And Moses told Aaron all the words of Yahuwah who had sent him, and the signs which he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Yasharal. And Aaron spake all the words which Yahuwah had spoken unto Moses, and did the signs in the sight of the people.
They saw it.
And the people believed. And when they had heard Yahuwah, that it was Yahuwah that visited them, the children of Yasharal,
Now, whatever signs and whatever words he spoke, only them people, Moses and Aaron and Yah knows.
and that he looked upon their affliction, and they bowed their heads and worshiped.
Because after this, he began the process to start bringing them out. Maybe, remember, every plague was a sign. He may have showed them every plague that he was going to do and how they were going to come out. But one thing about it, boy, y'all say, I tell you what I'm going to do before. Get it, John 14 and 30. He tell you what he going to do before he do it, so you know that he is he, that you might believe. This man ain't never just, y'all don't see people be like, God work in mysterious ways. Your God do. I can't speak of the God of heaven and earth, because he don't.
Within that time, like Amos 3:7 said he was doing secret.
Yeah, he going to tell you. He got to tell you. He's going to tell you what he's going to do before he does it. So when he does it, what he say? I'm going to do this, and then you will know that I am Yahuwah. That's what he say every time. He going to do it. He going to tell you, I'm going to punch you in your face. Then when he punch you in your face, then you know he Yah.
And prophecy is for those that believe, right?
Yeah, prophecy is for those that believe. You know, he say the speaking of tongues is for those who don't. Because prophecy is for those who believe, because, shalom, bro, is for those who actually follow the word.
Yeah, that's what I said once he told Moses what he was going to do.
But the difference is, once I show you the signs, see, I can tell you, but you don't know who I am. I show you these signs. These signs are for those who don't, because that's what speaking in tongues is. It's a sign.
It said the miracles itself.
That's a sign.
That's what people don't believe.
You know what I'm saying? So once I work these signs, that's why I said the people believe. He gave them a word, he worked the sign, they seen it, and they believe. But you see that they didn't really believe, because as soon as he went to actually working them in real time, they started doubting again. That's why he said an evil and adulterous generation seek after the sign, and you're not going to get one. See, those people weren't seeking after a sign. That's why he gave them one. They just wanted to dip. Go ahead, man.
John,
Yeah, y'all comments be coming up drastically late. What time is it? 14 to 30?
56,
Oh, no, his Akish's comment was on time.
14.
And 30.
It says hereafter, I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and he hath nothing in me.
But make it 29.
It says, and now I have told you before
There we go.
come to pass, that when days come to pass, you might believe.
Mm-hmm. And that's pulling from Isaiah, because in Isaiah, he said, I tell you these things before they happen, lest you say your idol did it. I heard a dude say the Bible, if you take away the prophecies out the Bible trash. Nigga, you just destroyed your whole argument. Because niggas know that's the thing that set the script apart from everything else. Ain't no prophecies in the Quran. Any prophecy in the Quran referring you back to this. Ain't no prophecies in the Bhagavad Gita. Niggas right here talking about chakras and crystals and all that other stuff, and the witchcraft and the Santeria and all that stuff niggas involved with. Ain't no prophecy involved in none of that. If a nigga want a prophecy, they got to come see Yahuwah. You got to come see that nigga got that word. See, you could go shop with anybody you want, and you keep buying bad dope and bad dope. You know the man who got that good dope. You know where he at. You don't want to pay them prices. You don't like what he paying. So you know why some people don't want to buy dope from y'all? It's too strong. When they hit it, they like, oh, I can't handle that. You got some niggas don't like to smoke good weed. They say that weed too strong. They don't want it. Make them feel funny.
No, ain't no.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll be the price. Niggas don't want to pay that price and don't want no good dope at the same time.
Some people ain't got no problem paying the price, but it's too strong. Some of y'all, when y'all were young, y'all drunk some liquor. That liquor was good, but I don't want no more of that. It was too strong.
Yeah, you're right, because this nigga's paying top dollar for bad dope.
Because I can handle that. See, when you come to Yah, people find out, well, Yah, I can't handle that. This was stronger than I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, you were ready for him to flee. You're a rebellious little boy. You're just a rebellious little boy. He got one last night. He ain't do nothing for him. Help the boy out and get that mucus off his face.
You know
You know what I'm saying? But think about that though. Like some people walk away from the word because it's too strong. Too much that it requires of them. You know what I'm saying? Too much accountability. Too much discipline. You know what I'm saying? Too much consistent application. I don't want nothing to do with that. Let me water it down a little bit. Why you think he said and Paul told you that in a certain time men will turn aside to fables? Because you know what a fable is? Fable will water it down. That's for the kids, make it feel good. Let me water it down. Huh? Y'all ever bought y'all some stuff? Why you think people chase alcohol? It's too strong. Then you got some nigga, they drink it straight out the bottle. I don't want no chaser, I don't want nothing. That was you, huh? You was straight out the bottle. You was straight out the bottle too. You were straight out the bottle. So you and D was out here just grabbing the bottle. Straight cognac. Vodka. Tequila, you drinking tequila straight out the bottle. Well, you was a heck of a woman.
Oh, you was
Well, pray the Lord for the word. You about to turn into a full-fledged alcoholic.
Tequila gets party started.
Oh, that just sound like to me. That just gonna make you lose your inhibitions. You gonna wake up in the morning and do some stuff you wish you ain't did.
Going into the night, you know how it's gonna go. These are
I didn't say that there because my granddaddy drunk that Smirnoff straight out the bottle. That's how I start. That straight liquor, that's how I start. Next thing you know, he was an alcoholic. Of course, he saw a lot of people get killed, so that was a part of his alcoholism.
I feel like it's per person.
Well, it always is, but I don't really that.
I think that just be time in.
Yeah, I'm talking about over time.
Yeah.
You drinking alcohol straight out the bottle over time, it ain't gonna do enough for you. You need more. You need more. That junk just like heroin. People who snort heroin, it don't get them as high till they shoot it. And after that, they need more and more and more and more and more to reach a certain level of satisfaction. That's what I'm just saying. Like, you young and you drinking alcohol straight. So imagine you hit 30 and 40 and you still doing that.
But it's your consistency, and I feel like if I'm drinking it out the bottle, if I'm drinking it straight, that's it. You know, I'll have two, and that's it.
Right, Chase, you gonna keep
But
on.
two ain't two it. But we saying over time, two ain't gonna be nothing.
Yeah, over time, 2 turn to 4 and 4 turn to 8.
I think that's real that's per situation.
I feel like with chasing is very important. To me.
If you chasing the feeling,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She talking-
and that's why you getting drunk, right?
Everybody get more tolerant.
That's what I'm saying. That over time you do that, and depending on how much you drink, that's what leads you. Or you look up, and next thing you know, you're an alcoholic. You got an intervention.
Yeah. I feel like that's how that's gonna happen.
No, she was just asking me.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, most people who turn into drug addicts and alcoholics didn't think they was gonna be drug addicts and alcoholics. No, I'm talking about based off the same thing you're saying. It's per person. It's this, it's that. Because you got 10, 15, 20 years of doing something, you don't realize how much alcohol and drugs you're consuming. Like I showed him this morning, I seen Boom Gang get out there and say, boy, I was trying to fill a hole in me. I was empty, boy. I don't use drugs no more. He said, man, I ain't care about my life. Because you could tell the nigga was something wrong with you. Like niggas see them videos and think a nigga clowning, but that nigga was really drug addicted. And he was really doing a lot of that stuff in them videos to cover up the fact of the pain that the nigga was in that he was covering up with drugs.
But it's per person until something happens. Yeah, you the casual, I got it, and then something happened in your life.
But I feel like I said it just because, like, my mom ain't no alcoholic. She drinks. She drinks tequila. She lost a child. I never seen her go off the edge off of that. Never did it.
Like, I don't know if my granddaddy went off the edge, but consider you an alcoholic is not necessarily the things that you do, but how much alcohol you consume.
Oh, yeah, why people do coke?
Yeah.
Got really good job.
And it's also about how much alcohol you consume.
It's a dependency of it.
You could be dependent on it, but if you consuming a lot of alcohol, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah,
No, because I mean, the cup that you drink every night, that means you know,
You are alcoholic. If you drink every day, if you do something habitually every day, that makes you
Sit down.
That's just like a nigga was like when niggas smoking weed, you have a problem. You're smoking this every day, 2, 3, 4 times a day. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's not normal.
Well, if you skipping class, yeah, that's what
I wouldn't matter whether you skipping class, going to work, you still a drunk.
It's A class. Breathe.
Let's just be honest, right?
Take a step, breathe.
If a nigga drinking every day, you're an alcoholic. I wouldn't care if it was beer. The reason why we don't want to look at it that way, because, well, I'm still functioning. You're a functional alcoholic. Just like you're a functional drug addict. There's people who smoke crack that get up and go to work every day.
Every night you was drunk.
You were drunk.
Straight up.
You was a drunk. You move in elite drunk status when you drink before noon. Like when they told Peter, this nigga drunk. Peter said, this ain't but the 3rd hour of the day. That's a drunk statement. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Happy hour. That's an alcoholic state. But the reason why I'm saying this here, because look at what we talking about. I want y'all to really understand what we're talking about. This is how this society desensitizes us to chemically dependent activity. The way we look at it like, it's not a big deal. You know, because y'all told you don't be no drunk. Boy, if you drink alcohol every day, in his eyes, you's a drunk. You know what I'm saying? You's a drunk.
Nigga take a shot and brush their teeth, man.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga take a shot and brush their teeth in the morning. You see them niggas out here on the corner, these niggas got malt liquor. It's 11:30 in the morning. You got niggas going on their lunch break sipping liquor.
they gonna have you home.
On your lunch break. And you gotta come back to work.
Boy, I done seen that jump mentality though.
See, nobody like this here, right? I used to tell niggas when I was smoking, I got a problem clearly because I smoke as soon as I rise. I smoke if I blink my eye. I smoke if a nigga walk past and I know him. I'm like, well, you want to smoke? That's a problem. That's not normal. That's not normal. You know you got a problem if you got the drug smoke so you can go to sleep.
Now that's the problem. I ain't never
To me, I know people who mood just change. Like,
Now you got a lot of people that if they don't smoke no weed, they can't fall straight to sleep. That's a problem. Well, that's a problem. That's not normal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think about this now.
The reason why I'm saying because alcohol and marijuana and any chemical that you put in your body changes the chemical makeup of your brain. You know what I'm saying? And we just convince ourselves, I ain't got no problem. But we really do have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we put alcoholism, that if a person do this, then they're alcoholic. Or if they do this, then they're alcoholic. When really anything you do habitually would make you a holic or whatever it is. Like I'm a fitness-aholic because I habitually lift weights. I don't need a reason to go do it. Some things you can do repeatedly that are not negative. They're positive. You know what I'm saying? Some things are negative. Habitually drinking or smoking marijuana is a negative. Well, you can. There's some things you can habitually keep this word. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, some things, ain't nothing wrong with that. No, it depends on the behavior because some things, there's positive things that you can do habitually that are not wrong. Straight up.
Don't habitually do things that they should be doing and it should be happening.
Like there's nothing wrong with having a habitual nature of kindness or mercy. You have some people that they will be kind and merciful in every situation. That's who they are. That's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's the action where you find positive or negative in. Because we can play with how you want. Alcohol and marijuana destroy your body. Especially in the normal fashion that niggas consume marijuana, which is smoking it. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna destroy your body. We know alcohol destroy your lungs. You don't know, I mean your liver. It can mess up your stomach. You know what I'm saying? We know smoking mess up your lungs. It can mess with your throat. It can mess with your lip. Niggas get lip cancer. Yes. Most people who get lip cancer because they dip tobacco. And we don't look at it that way. And guess what? It's just bad behavior. And we gonna move on, right? My homeboy grandma used to smoke 2 packs of Winston's every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about I come in the house, my mama ready to hit me in my mouth. You been smoking? Man, I've been at Grandma's simple house. 20. And get what? She had lung cancer. They told her she had lung cancer and kept what she kept doing. Lighting Winston's. But she could have beat, who knows, you could have beat it if you put the cigarettes down. Nigga, just keep on smoking.
Yeah, nah, that's how my auntie husband is. He drank so much. He done been to the hospital so many times. He still drinking.
Go ahead, man. What about vape? Oh yeah, them niggas vaping now. I ain't with that vaping. I was around somebody vaping the other day. Nigga broke a vaporizer. Y'all be seeing niggas vaping? I don't know what they put in it. It can't be right. You vape before?
I ain't never did that.
That was before my time. Before my time, after my time, either way it go, it wasn't during my time period when I was smoking.
What's the deal with the hookah?
I ain't never did that.
Hookah ain't nothing but tobacco. Tobacco.
It's very light.
But I'm just sitting back looking at it, right? I didn't want y'all to really sit back and consider. Look at all the things this world promote for you to destroy yourself. But see, that's the key thing. That's how they get niggas. Casual, social, have fun, be with the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? In crowd get you right into hell, boy.
That's true.
Get you in.
Get you in, right on in. Trying to be in, trying to be down. Gonna be around here looking like a clown.
I want to fit in. There's plenty of room.
No, niggas be trying. No, people don't. I don't know. Ain't nobody bored.
Sit on that crowd.
Nah, niggas ain't bored. This what niggas doing, and you going along with what niggas doing.
But maybe not, because you could be doing it in
Ain't that much bored in the world talking
just
about,
bored.
ain't nobody bored in the world. Let's go smoke hookah. This is an Arabic tradition. This don't even come from your culture. So you doing that because that's what niggas doing. They promoting it. Go to the hookah bar. It looks fun and cool. Go smoke some hookah, get some drinks.
And take pictures. Gotta take pictures.
I knew niggas like my people, she smoke hookah in the house. That's lame though. But what I'm telling you is how this society promotes for you to destroy yourself. And you think it's cool to go do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked y'all about like, who are you? Because when you don't know who you are, a nigga can persuade you to do anything. Because when you don't know who you are, a nigga can persuade you to do anything. Because you're not firm and confident in who you are as an individual. So you can be easily persuaded. You know what I'm saying? That's how young niggas get on crack, because they don't know who they is. Nigga talk them into it. That's how young girls get talked out they booty, because you're not confident in who you are. So you won't tell a nigga no. I'm just using it because it's people y'all age that started smoking crack, and it's usually because you don't know who you are. When you don't know who you are, people can convince you and persuade you to do things that you normally wouldn't have done. Because you're easily impressionable. That's why I was telling y'all about them kids. They impressionable. They don't know who they are. They're only going to know what you tell them they are, or the media that they consume is going to tell them who they are. Why do you think most little black girls don't love themselves? Because the TV tell them they ugly. Because media tell them they ugly. Because that's the message they getting. You got to remember, they getting two messages. Whatever the media is giving is for its, entertainment, multimedia, and whatever the world around them is telling them. And then you got to look at which one is going to win. And if you expose them to more media, then whatever message that media is promoting, that's probably what's going to win. You got little girls who feel like they ugly because people in they natural habitat tell them, you an ugly little girl, or you this, or you that. Y'all seen how that lady was talking to that little boy? His worldview is going to be shaped off of that. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at that. So that's why I'm telling you, when you grow up, when you coming up, guess what? You 16, 17 years old, if you not really got a good foundation of who you is, that's why niggas get persuaded and go in the directions that they go and make the choices that they make and do the things that they do. Like I can say when I was young, I had a good at least 50% at like 17, 18 who I was, because a nigga couldn't convince me to do something that I didn't want to do if it was contrary to who I was and what I was about. I'm not doing that. I don't care what you niggas talking about. I'm not doing that. I'm not on that. I wasn't taught that. I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't shown that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Most kids, you ain't raised with nothing. Your people want to be your friend, or they neglect you and don't pay you no attention. You know what I'm saying? So you just grow up like, shoot, boy, we finna go to this party, we finna go to this club, we finna smoke this weed, we finna do this. And you go right along and do it with them. You go right along and do it with them because ain't nobody told you or showed you nothing different. The way you got a basis in yourself of this is who I am and this is what I'm about. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas used to come at me with that alcohol. I'm not drinking no alcohol. You know why? Because my granddad is a drunk. I seen that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? This nigga get up at 7 o'clock in the morning drinking Smirnoff out the bottle.
And why you still smoking?
Shoot, I wanted to smoke.
I was thinking.
Smoking didn't have no effect on what I wanted to do. I enjoyed smoking marijuana. That was curiosity.
No, I was just saying how you got
No, that was just curiosity. My
it. It didn't
homeboy.
seem like your people smoke.
No, they. Oh no. Richard and Joanne smoke Newports every day. no, this was that. Oh no, my mom and my auntie, they didn't drink or nothing.
Right. All my people smoke.
Yeah, my people smoked
It
cigarettes.
wasn't like, I
So
wouldn't call that.
he caught me smoking cigarettes and whooped the nigga. But when the nigga was younger, about 14, I stayed with shoot. I ain't mention the name, but I'm like, shoot, man, let me hit the J real quick. I want to see what it do. Big B was like, boy, don't get that nigga that weed. You know what I'm saying? Like he went off. Don't get that nigga that weed. He said, man, let that nigga same age as me though. Big B wasn't, but the nigga who had the weed same age as me. I'm like, shoot,
Let me tap that, homie.
calm me down.
You want to hit the weed? Why?
No, I'm saying when I started smoking weed because I was excitable, it calmed me down. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tap that thing.
No, we was at the park. I'm like, yeah, man, let me hit that blunt real quick. See what that weed do, man. And Big B was like, boy, don't get that nigga that weed, boy.
You look never said.
No, because I didn't really start smoking weed on a consistent basis till I was about 18. I ain't had the money to buy it. So we was smoking weed hit and miss.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
You know what I'm saying? Once a nigga got 18,
I got my first job.
we blowing down. But the thing was though, but I wasn't doing that for the acceptance of my peers or nobody came to me and say, hit this weed. My curiosity is what got me to smoking weed.
And it seemed normal.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the type of person, that's why, and you're dealing with the word, I'm not the type of person that a nigga can convince me to do anything I don't want to do. Because if I don't want to do it, I don't care.
But I felt like with the liquor thing, that's how I felt like. I knew what drunk was. I had seen drunk, so I never was interested in experiencing that.
For me, my granddaddy was a drunk. I sipped liquor, nothing that didn't allow me to have control over my faculties.
Yeah.
That if I'm taking something that is literally going to cause me to lose control over my faculties, why would I want to do that? That's how I looked at it. This is not going to allow me to walk straight. This can affect my speed. This can affect my decision making. Why would I want to choose? Why would I want to do that? And then on top of that, then I'm sick, hungover, headaches, and all this stuff. I smoke weed, I go to sleep, wake up, I'm the same as roll another one. Then I didn't want nothing that I knew niggas purposely used to have sex with a woman. Because if a nigga trying to get you drunk so I can lay with you, then that means this stuff got a negative effect on my body. I don't want nothing to do with that. Then on top of niggas slipping Mickeys in niggas' drinks and come on, man. Nigga did my homeboy like that, man. Cracker Joey. Nigga slipped something in the drink and robbed him. He woke up with rug burns and an empty pocket. Come on, man. Gotta be careful out here. It's real out here.
Little Jonathan.
We already read what I wanted in that, but read 29 again.
It said,
John 14:29. Let's go.
It said, now I have told you before it comes to pass that when days come to pass, you might believe.
See, he's telling you this stuff before it happens that you might believe. Now go back and give him Deuteronomy 4:34. Yeah, man, this world crazy, man. That's why he told you don't love the world, nor the things in the world. Because whosoever love the world, the love of Abba is not in them.
Deuteronomy
4:34.
Or if Elohim is saved to go and take him another nation from amidst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, by wonders, by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terror.
When he said assuade, that meaning, is there any other people I want to go do this for? Is it anybody else I went and did this for? Is there any nation that can bear witness that a God came and got them? Not now, just one. Go ahead. Because Allah ain't come and get nobody.
To all that Yahuwah your Elohim did for you in Mizraim before your eyes,
You seen it.
unto thee it was showed,
Unto you it was shown.
that thou mightest know that Yahuwah is Elohim.
You see what I'm telling you?
There is none.
You see how you say that there? I'm going to show it to you so you know that I'm God. Come on, man.
It says, out of Shamahin he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. On the earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heard his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them.
And did what?
Brought thee out in his sight with all power out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
To drive out the nations before thee greater and mightier than thou, to bring thee in, to give thee their land inheritance as it is.
So you got to remember, these nations are stronger than us. But he slayed them and stopped them. Excuse me, drop to verse 44.
It says, and this is the Torah which Moses set before the children of Yasharal. These are the testimonies and the statutes.
These are the what?
The testimony and the statutes.
Uh-huh.
And the judgments, which Moses spake unto the children of Yasharal
Yes,
as they
sir.
came forth out of Mizraim.
Uh-huh.
And on this side of the Jordan in the valley over against Beth Peor,
Uh-huh.
in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites,
Yes, sir.
who dwelled in Heshbon,
Uh-huh.
whom Moses and the children of Yasharal smote after they were
Let's
come
look at
forth out
Mr.
of
Sihon.
Mizraim.
Let's take ourselves to Numbers 21. Let's look at that king who he smote. Well, somebody got an alert. Let's see what verse we want to start on.
What verse you want to start on in Numbers, bro?
21 and 21.
21.
Numbers 21 and 21. We gonna, matter of fact, we gonna knock out 2 for the price of 1.
Do it like that.
Because Og and Bashan here too. Little Og.
Little OG.
That nigga name, Og.
It's OG, brother.
Og. Oog.
OG and Bashan.
Oog looking boy.
All right, 21 and 21.
21 and 21.
Then Yasharal sent a messenger unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through thy land. We will not turn to the field nor to the vineyard. We will not drink the waters of thy well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we pass your border.
And listen what Sihon say.
Sihon would not suffer Yasharal to pass through his borders. But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Yasharal into the wilderness, and they came to Yahaz and fought against Yasharal.
So he a stupid bastard, ain't he?
Yeah.
You a dumb bastard. You know why he dumb? And I didn't even bring a yard into play, because we asked nicely, can we just pass through? We don't want no trouble.
Nothing. We just want to slide.
We just want to slide through. But you know how them people going to be at the end? We don't want to slide through. Go ahead and get that Revelation 12 for him, just to refresh their memory. 12 and 13.
Read.
12 and 13.
And when the dragon saw...
We got to get there, son.
I'm sorry, bro. I got
Go ahead, man. Revelation 12 and 13.
It says, and when the dragon saw that he was cast into the rats, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly to the wilderness into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time in the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
And he went to make war.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Elohim and test.
Okay, now.
I ain't just jump. There we go. Yeah, DC artists definitely use
But as far as the woman and the child,
weed for that.
the child is
It's Yahusha.
right.
Because it said the woman, that child got caught up and taken up to that
Woman
throne.
is the nation, the child.
With this wood in there, so it's like,
We already went over that a couple weeks ago. You don't remember?
I mean, y'all just
What he
trying to
said?
clarity.
I mean, I was pretty
What'd
clear
you
with
say,
it when
brother?
we dealt with it.
Yeah, it sound-
Clear with it when we dealt with it.
yeah, it sound like the wilderness.
Where the wilderness at? We just dealt with that during
Not where
Tabernacle.
it's at, not where it's at, but then this, the conversation as far as I'm just trying to figure out the timeline of us being gathered and then you going.
Ain't no timeline. When you get put up out of here and that nigga go to bucking and acting stupid, some people gonna get pulled off to the land of Moab. Some people ain't.
Yeah. But that's the word.
The land of Moab. That's what.
That's what you would be like. He gonna talk to us and all that.
Oh no, he ain't doing no talking. He already did that.
That's what niggas say. That's what they talk
I know what I'm saying. We went over that. You wasn't around then. Yeah, he already did that.
Yeah.
When he said I'm gonna plead with you face to face, he already played with you face to face when Yahushua walked this earth. He ain't doing no more pleading. He ain't got nothing else, ain't nothing else to talk about. I ain't bringing you under no bond or no covenant, because you already supposed to have been bonded to this covenant by the receiving of the Ruach HaKodesh before I get here. So once I get here, I'm taking names, and
We
names.
was getting killed in the wilderness, before the wilderness. Like
No, you getting killed.
That's in the wilderness.
persecution.
Persecution, oh, you could get killed long for that, for the wilderness. But we talking about when Yahushua come back with that pleading face to face. Oh no, he ain't pleading with nobody, ain't nothing to talk about.
No.
Yeah.
He looking like he's still trying to get right.
Nah, that makes sense. I just trying to put the persecution, then you go, like you said, we gonna leave.
We gonna be put out before persecution.
Before?
Remember, we just dealt with it last night. I just told you that this morning. I just told you that this morning. I'm gonna tell you again.
I'm saying that.
No, listen to me now, because I just told him this morning, and we went over this last night. But I just told him this morning. When we dip, what I told you that this man said, when you see this here, to hit it. I'm asking you.
What's the sign?
When Hamashiach said, when you see this here, hit it.
And we talking about in Matthew, right?
And what did he say? Because that's not a sufficient enough answer.
Whole bunch of stuff is going down.
Like what?
He do say something specific like.
And we just read it last night.
Yeah, we did.
So you got to tighten up on your backstroke, because this is unacceptable.
I didn't know he's saying, flee in the mountains and all that.
For what? Why do you need to flee in the mountains? And I'm being hard on it because we just did it. I can see if we just did it 3-4 weeks ago, it ain't even been 24 hours.
I had to go grab it. I can't remember.
That's unfortunate. Who knows the answer to that question?
Look there.
What the answer was, little Darius? When you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, what is the abomination of desolation?
I heard that. I thought I said that, but I thought you said that wasn't sufficient.
No, you definitely didn't say that. You said something in Matthew. That said that answer is not sufficient. There's a lot of things in Matthew. It's 25, 27 chapters, 28 chapters.
I mean, that's big. I don't really know what that means either.
The
Abomination of desolation. I mean, that's big as well.
We went over that last night too. You were sitting right there at the table.
I remember.
So what's the abomination of desolation? What did we read last night in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2? What did we read last night in Daniel chapter 11? What did we read?
Talk about this morning.
I'm trying to tell you, I just told you that this
Bro, I ain't
morning.
gonna lie, that junk not big, but we just talked about that this morning.
That's why I'm busting your balls about it, because we just talked about this morning.
That's what I'm trying to get clarity. That's what I'm asking.
That's being deceived. That's what's going. The people being deceived. Somebody coming and doing this.
This man, okay, y'all, this man gonna stand up and say,
Yeah.
I am God. And he said, when you see that,
And him doing the
got to go.
wonders.
What did I just tell you? What did we just talk about this morning?
That's why I just said with him being wounded and
You didn't say nothing about no wounded.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
5 minutes ago.
No, you did not.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, you did.
But alright.
No, you did.
You said this happened. But we fleeing.
No, when you fleeing, listen, follow, because we went over this last night. When you see him do this, he said, you need to go. You ain't even being persecuted yet. He said, you need to go. Because the tribulation is coming.
Okay.
So you need to go. Now, once the serpents stand up, guess what? Let's see. Because like I said, we talked about this morning. If you got the gospel, and you got the faith of Elohim, and the gospel of Yahushua HaMashiach, and this man standing up saying he God, guess what you going to be doing? He lying. The son of God is Yahushua HaMashiach. So guess what he turn around? Now he's mad. Now he want to come kill you. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than Pharaoh got mad. Why did Pharaoh get mad? Because Moses standing up saying, let these people go. Let me make their time harder now. Because somebody's coming bringing a word from Yahuwah that's messing up my flow. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to make a... See, that didn't happen in Babylon. See, in Babylon, it was just bow down and worship when I blow this cornet. Them boys didn't want to do it. Look at, you notice it only mentioned them 3 young boys. Them 3 young boys ain't want to do it. When he delivered up out of that, Nebuchadnezzar said, oh boy, y'all the true Elohim. Boy, hey, boy, y'all leave them people alone. Y'all leave them people alone. His whole tune changed, didn't it? You know what I'm saying? Then he started getting lifted up again. Y'all had him around here looking water off of grass. You know what I'm talking about? And he like this here, you know what? Hey, boy, y'all the one. Go ahead.
You said, and just to,
Dang, I missed your comment.
as far as fleeing, you said fleeing out of where you're going.
Wherever you at.
To fleeing to.
Towards the land.
Okay. And the question was, he gonna be in the land, so he fleeing to the land?
Well, he take, because of where the wilderness is, it's in Moab.
We're gonna be in the land.
That's what Johnny's question was. 'Cause that's what sparked the
It's on
question.
the way
Was,
to the land. That's when the persecution is gonna be when we flee.
The persecution is going to be across the whole earth. Everybody of our people is not going to make it there.
because all the nations have given their power to this.
To this one
So he's
man.
gonna be deceiving everybody.
I feel it.
So it ain't about where you at, it's about getting there. So when he come back to the land. Moab is outside of the land.
Yeah.
So you right there. Yeah, you gonna be right by what is happening, but he finna come and smash right there. So you need to be there when he smash. Go on to the house.
You can
That's what I'm
slide.
saying.
That's it.
No, we was just
That
clarifying.
was-
When you
Nah,
talk
but
about
I'm-
persecution,
I
I
still-
don't think you was talking about like how they was gonna deliver you up and all that.
No, the reason why I gave him a hard time on that is because we just dealt with that during Tabernacles. And we just talked about, I gave you the timeline when we dealt with it during Tabernacles too. We definitely read Isaiah 16.
Yeah, I thought that.
Right.
Cause he was trying to figure out when we was getting killed and all that. I was thinking like we was gonna get killed before he come, cause they was gonna deliver us to the officers and the government officials, and then the beast was gonna come and kill again. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out what is fleeing and 3 times and a half. I thought that was like.
No, the person what you missing with the fleeing part is like that's what
Set it up. Set it up.
you left out of Egypt when?
First month.
You left out of Babylon when?
First month.
The beast gonna have, when he would say that he God, what month is that? So he's following the same pattern. That means that this ain't got nothing to do with no persecution or getting into the land and rest. He's following the same pattern to get you out of the places where you're presently located, to get you back into a specific location where he wants you to be at. Now, for 3.5 years, this man is going to be killing any and everyone who is contrary to him. You know what I'm talking about? In the midst of that, he also said you would be in the wilderness for how long? For the same amount of time. So that means some people, for that amount, everybody's not going.
So people gotta be getting persecuted and killed. Like,
No, it's not even this about where they're going to be at. Everybody's not going. Everybody's not going. Who going to preach the word if everybody in the wilderness?
That's what I'm asking, really.
But you gotta answer straight out.
I told you everybody wasn't going. I've told you that numerous times, everybody not going. And I told you that Ezekiel 20, which we read earlier, and what people mentioned, they think that's when he going to come back and straighten everything out, and he ain't straightening nothing out. Everybody's not going. See, go ahead, get him Revelation 5 real quick. Get him Revelation 6. Get him by verse 9. Everybody not going. Somebody got to die.
Okay, so my question is it's not a question, but it's more so I understand he told him, but for the rest of the room that may not know, just chop it out.
I mean, I charted out last night.
She talking about for the people for the rest of the
He probably didn't even tell you
Or
all
people
that.
that might be on the line,
That's the thing she just said, I still been there, I mean,
that ain't helping the rest of everybody.
I mean, but I see that's different. If this, that, and the third, you have to ask.
I feel
But I'm saying is,
Johnny asked that question, so he.
No, I get it.
and I would say the same thing if you asked it because we just went over this last night
I get you.
in detail.
I get you.
You probably didn't understand.
I feel what you're saying. I understand what you're
But
saying.
I feel what he's saying, but at the same time, he talked about it last night. FYI, he was at the house last night. He was there this morning. He never even asked that. So I'm assuming when we talking, you know, you on point with what we saying. Like
I'm
you
not asking
asking
about
is
last
like,
night. I'm asking about holistically. That's why I'm trying to get.
But what you asking about is what we talked about last night and the week before.
yeah.
Not holistically. You know, that's what I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
It seemed like you just don't understand.
I'm just trying to get great understanding. That's all.
Now I understand that, but what I'm telling you is also the key point. What I'm mentioning there, I can catch if you not understanding, but I'm also definitely like, boy, this fresh information, something that we went over and made it very detailed, and you looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I know.
And on top of that, but main thing is because we just talked about it this morning. We just talked about this morning. That's the main thing. We just talked about this morning.
Go.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
He know.
What we at, Revelation?
6.
6 and 9.
It says, and when he had opened up the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the ruachs of them that were slain for the word of Elohim and for the testimony which they held.
Mm-hmm.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahuwah, Kadash and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the
And he
rock?
told them,
And their robes were given unto them, white robes were given unto them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, and to their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed. As
see, let me
they
tell
were,
y'all the
should
difference
be
between the
fulfilled.
first wilderness and this situation here. Nobody was killed and persecuted when you came out of Egypt. No one. He didn't allow anyone to touch them. Who the only person killed anybody in the wilderness? Yah. And that's it. No nations killed you. No one persecuted you. None of that occurred. You know what I'm saying? On this flip side, it's the same thing when you came out of Babylon. Nobody persecuted you. Nobody killed you. You know what I'm saying? This is why I read y'all that Daniel 7 last night when he said he going to have power to do what to the saints? Overcome them. He going to have power to make war with the saints and overcome them. You know what I'm talking about? Because when it go down at the last, you're going to be killed. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to go ahead and have your mind prepped and prepared for that if this really what you want to do. This is why he said in John 16, I tell you these things that you might not be offended. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be offended to hear, you got to die for this. You know what I'm talking about? Because all of us are not even going to make it back to the land. That's what, again, we read Jeremiah 50 last night when he said that they will come. Remember I asked y'all the key thing that you caught in Jeremiah 50 when he said Israel and Judah. See, Israel wasn't in captivity in Babylon. So when you coming out, some of us are going back, they say, let's make a perpetual covenant. But then get Isaiah 11. Go ahead, Lostan.
Before he like you said last night, before the beasts come back, you said the nation's going to thrust us out, right?
No, it's not that the beast come back. What causes you?
I'm saying before he come back.
No, it's not the beast doing anything. When you leaving, because no one's going to put us out in that fashion like you got put out of Egypt. Nothing's going down for you to get put out. See, you get what we got to remember is each 3 departures are different, yet they're the same.
Okay.
When you leave from Pharaoh, Pharaoh put you out because of what happened to him. Then he turned back around to come to make war with you. When you left Babylon, Yah moved him to tell you to leave. If you remember, that's why we focused on, look at Cyrus. Why did Cyrus do this and these people didn't come after you to fight you? You know what I'm saying? Because Yah told Cyrus to do that. And then Cyrus told them people, Yah said go build it. You give them everything they need. Don't nobody stop them. You do this and you do that because Yah is the God of heaven and earth. Get this house built.
That's what Pharaoh is not even that he was moved, he was angry.
No, Pharaoh's heart was hard and he was moved to do what Yah wanted him to do because Yah wanted to kill it. He had already told him in Exodus chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to make my power made known on you because my intent is to kill you.
And this time you said it's going to be like
This time, when the beast stand up and say he God in the first month, that's your sign, if you know the word, to get out from wherever you're at and flee.
And that's basically what Yahushua was saying in Matthew.
Dip.
Yeah. Lead to the hills of Judah.
Don't look back, just go.
Dip. And that's what, remember I mentioned, right? When we left up out of Egypt, what you had with you? Nothing. You ain't even had time to grab nothing. Because remember, we read it in Exodus. I said, remember he told you, had your staff in your hand and what on your feet? Because you got to go. Remember, they didn't even have time for the bread to leave, and that's why you eat unleavened bread. They didn't even have time for the bread to cook. So when he's telling you this here again, knowing the law, when you read these points, then you know what it is. He's saying, hey, when you see this happen, hit it. And don't go grab nothing out your house. So when you think on the law, you think, well, when the last time we fled and hit it? Passover, first month, got to go.
So now my question is, if we see that now, if we in America, we go to Moab?
You got to get, you going to get from wherever you at, it's time to go.
To go to Moab, right?
Whatever way he get us over there is how he get us over there, but you got to go. See, that's why he got Isaiah 11:1 right there. Go and get to him.
It says, and there
Well,
shall-
not 11 and 1, 11 and 11.
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Mizraim and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and the land from Hamath and the lands of the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations,
A banner.
and shall assemble the outcasts of Yasharal and gather the dispersed of Yehuda from the four corners of the earth. Then the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Yehuda shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Yehuda shall not vex Ephraim, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. And Yahuwah shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall shake the hand over
Listen
the
what he
river,
said he gonna do. Listen what he said he gonna do.
and shall smite in the seven streams, and make men go over dry shod.
So what is he gonna do again? He gonna part the red. He gonna part the sea like he ain't doing nothing different. He ain't doing nothing different.
But you're in route to more.
No, on that one there, you on route back to the house.
No, I'm talking about when you
With Moab, it's whoever's over there, however he gets you there. If you in that area, you got to hit it. Because remember, we read in Isaiah 16, he said, Moab, taking my outcast. Going to get it for him. Isaiah 16.
But everybody ain't going.
Most likely, if you over here,
You're going to stay over here.
That's the persecution come in.
The persecution going to come in at regardless of where you at.
it's gonna be a global mandate, brother. Any nigga dropping word and
He said he got war. He said he got power to make war with the saints. Not just the saints over here or the saints over there. Because look what he said. I got to gather you out the... One time. One time. What, he ain't picking up, I'm going to kill niggas for 6 months and chill.
See, now I always thought, I remember you saying one time, like, these nations gonna put us out. Like they did.
Some of them lands towards the end, they going to like, y'all got to go.
Yeah, that's why I
Y'all got to go. He going to move them to tell you, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you here anymore. You know what I'm talking about? But we supposed to already been done hit it long for that point. You ain't supposed to sit here and see this man say he God and sit still. When Yahushua done told you to get missing. There's a reason why he gave us that warning. You know what I'm saying? Get missing.
especially if you over there.
Especially if you over
That's
there.
why Yahushua said that to them, because they was over there.
because he in the land, he in Jerusalem doing it.
Yeah.
So you in the land.
Get missing. And he not telling you to get missing out of fear. He telling you you need to go hide yourself because these people are going to come kill you. And some of the same people who say they believe in me are going to be the ones to take you and deliver you to these people. Like they did with Samson, like they did with him and with Daniel. They going to come tell on you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now it makes sense now when he said the father gonna betray his son. And
Yeah, we already told it. I remember we just talked about that. You say kinfolk, they. You'll be hated by they of all. Why? Who is the they? The they is you. Your own kind gonna hate
They're
you.
gonna be going along with
What he
deception
doing.
that's going on, yeah.
Which is why we looked at the part with the signs and wonders.
especially when he resurrected.
The part that's what we were talking about this morning.
Yeah.
He was like he ain't never really realized how niggas overlooked the fact that Yah said I let that sign and wonder come to pass to prove you. That even if it come to pass, you still bet not go for that, because nigga, what did I tell you?
And I was saying, I can see how, like you saying, your father and mother and brother will go for it, because you missing the law where it say if it's a false prophet and he do a miracle and it happen, yeah, because it's going to be niggas who wicked and they going to see somebody do a miracle and they going to think y'all sent them, not even thinking and considering that the person that did it is
It's wicked.
Yeah, because they definitely gonna think he God when he
Right.
got idols.
But because see, we were using this on a simpler term that a nigga know a nigga wicked, he teaching the word, you know this nigga wicked. You know what I'm saying? And you like this here.
But the people that believe, like I was saying,
They don't care.
the people that believe is gonna be wicked people. That's how you can see our parents and people in our families. If they see somebody do a miracle, they gonna automatically go with it, because they not gonna be thinking if that person is wicked or not. 'Cause they just gonna see the miracle.
They
'Cause
gonna
they
see
wicked.
how they act.
They don't care that it's somebody wicked doing a miracle. 'Cause they
So imagine niggas who say they righteous and they see a nigga do something.
They gonna be like that nigga. We gonna be like that nigga fake. He a fraud. They gonna get mad at us because they gonna feel like
You speaking against God.
Come on. I always knew y'all niggas was crazy. Look, he did a miracle. Y'all saying he fake. Yeah, he fake. He a false prophet. Y'all niggas gonna get killed. Talking about he did a miracle. You stay out of your people, they gonna be ready to kill you, bro.
Go ahead.
They gonna think you crazy. That's what I was trying. That's what we were talking about this morning. I see that. Like I see it, bro.
Yeah, I see it.
I see that.
I've seen it for years.
I see that.
What you were finna say? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just while he was saying that, it made me think about with Moses and Aaron, all the magicians. He said, you know, we can do the same thing.
We can do the same thing.
Same thing that was happening.
And they were doing it too.
The Egyptian magicians doing it, so the niggas in Egypt like, yeah, whatever. We can do it too.
Cause I know these niggas gonna go forward.
Yeah.
Cause that's why I keep telling y'all that. Most of these niggas did word flawed. They not real people. They're not authentic people. So of course they're gonna go for inauthentic sign and wonder. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go for that. Cause they looking for that.
They don't care who it come from. It can come from the wickedest nigga alive.
Straight up, right? I tell you, like when we were little, when Lil Muffin was little, and I used to buy them jerseys all the time, and they had that tag: if it don't have a shield, it don't get on the field. Most of these niggas ain't got no shield, so they looking for anybody to show a shield so they can get on the field. A nigga who gonna justify them and make them feel better about what they got going on. Cause see, a wicked nigga don't care what you got going on, baby. Do your thing. It's nation building.
As long as we doing it together.
We doing it. We Israel, baby. We got to build for Israel. See, them brothers over there, they with division. Talking about that's a false prophet. You seen that? That's from Yah. See, them brothers with division. See, they ain't with the people.
And I can see, I can see it. For the people that's already, you ain't in the word, it's giving. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Giving versus people.
But it's gonna make like what we doing now. It don't stick out. It's just like we doing our own thing. Until something happen on a global scale, and whatever happened on that global scale is shining a light on us, and we still doing the same thing we doing.
So right now they just feel like
Yeah, they at your neck. They gonna be at our
we
neck.
already know they been doing it.
Yeah, it's straight. It's doing them. I'm doing me.
Yeah. Oh, why you ain't jumped down? We all on this. Why y'all still over
A
there?
lot of people don't know the word though.
I mean, shoot, we know that.
But that's why it's critical that we stay on what we own.
That's why I'm saying.
Don't.
I think it's part of ignorance.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Shayla. Most of these niggas who say they in the word don't know it. And when I say they don't know it, I mean in that we feel like if a nigga know the main points that everybody know that they know it, but the certain stuff that we look at that's nuanced, you'll be surprised how dudes don't know that stuff is in there. You'll be surprised.
They don't want to know.
Some of them may not want to know. Some of them just don't have anyone who's equipped enough to show them.
I say it's half and half. That's just like people that we were trying to talk to at the gym. Niggas don't want to know.
Yeah, they definitely didn't want to know. Indeed. You're right. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to know. You know what I'm saying? But it's simple stuff looking at this here, right? A lot of brothers might have overlooked that Deuteronomy 4 when he said that I brought you out with temptations, signs, and wonders. And then not looking at on the back end how he's doing that all over again. You know what I'm saying? So they'll miss it. And it's just little simple stuff. I'm trying to think of something simple that niggas just overlook. Okay, I talked to a dude say, there ain't no pastor in the Old Testament. And Jeremiah called himself a pastor at least 6-7 times. You know what I'm saying? Just simple stuff that come from you're reading the word to debate and argue with other people and force them because you're reading the word from the vantage point of we Israel. So the only points of the script that you focus in on is to show somebody they Israel. Then you only reading the script for the focus on we got to keep the law. So you're not reading the word from the focus point of to understand the will and mystery of the living Elohim. And that's why people don't know the word. That's why they don't know the word. Because you not reading the word to understand his plan and his will. And that's why you know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to bust your balls. Y'all know that. I used to be way harder with it with that one there, especially on something that we just went over. And like if I ask a nigga something we just went over the night before, I sit there quiet for 20 minutes till somebody give me an answer because I'm appalled.
But that's not at the same time. If you don't ask as much as you used to, but that's why afterwards he always asks, do you understand everything?
Straight up.
That'd be your time to ask the question. Even if it's something that you feel like it's a small piece of the overall thing what he talked about, ask the question. So it's easy
And
to
I'm glad you
elaborate,
said that.
and then the next day he can come and follow up on it.
That's why I be appalled, because I asked you
Yeah.
if you understood or not. So when I don't get an answer, I'm taking that as you understood it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you, do you understand, for the purpose of just to hear myself say that. I'm asking you that so you can understand. It's not a big deal. Ask your question, say what you didn't understand, and we can hit it. But if I come back a week later and we just went over that and you didn't say nothing, I'm gonna be like, well, nigga, we just did this here. Or if you didn't say you didn't understand right then, you didn't follow up subsequently in the next 72 hours and say, hey, boy.
Some people take a couple days to realize a lot of things. Hey, maybe I thought
Well, then if you did, that's when you need to boom, boom, boom. It don't take but 30 seconds to do type of text. It don't take but a few seconds to make a phone call. It's not that big of a deal.
You
Niggas,
didn't understand and you felt like you needed that.
it's not that serious, because it's niggas sitting in this room know that they done text me a question about something they ain't understand. It's niggas in this room know they done called me and asked me about something, and it didn't matter what I was doing, that I stopped doing what I was doing or continued doing what I was doing and had you on the phone until you understood. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. I don't want to hear that. When you know you can call me or text me and get your answer. That's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely don't feel comfortable parting. It's over and you don't say nothing. You shouldn't feel comfortable if he done took all the time and broke it down and you still don't understand.
It's not that big. It's not going to be like, what's wrong with this nigga?
Yeah.
Well, what did you not understand? Let's look at it. And y'all niggas know that. So that's why I say it's unacceptable. There's no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? My point is that you understand it. I can understand you might not catch it the first time. It's a lot to digest. I didn't understand what that meant. Could you explain that for me again? You think I'm going to tell you no? I ain't never told a nigga no. And I ain't going to tell a nigga no. You know what I'm saying? So, come on. Y'all know that. When you had on it, did I let y'all slide if y'all didn't understand? I keep y'all niggas on the phone till you understood. I didn't care how many children were crying or if you wanted to go to sleep. You understanding is more important. You say you understand. If I ask you and you say you understand, then I'm taking you at your word. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand, say I don't understand. Yeah, shoot, y'all grown people. Why would I feel like, oh, that nigga didn't understand for real? Then that's condescending to you then. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't understand, nigga. I just told you I did. I'm not finna disrespect you like that. You say you understand, then I believe you. But if you don't, shoot. The goal is to make sure that you understand it, because what did we just talk about during Tabernacles? If you don't understand, you worthy of death. That's why that's important to me, that you understand. That's why I don't care if you call me. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care what time of night it is. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand, you're going to perish. So why would I feel comfortable knowing you don't understand and I'm not going to assist you to do that? I ought to burn in hell for that.
Yeah, because like you said, blood be on your hands at that point.
Yeah, but for me, it's even past the blood being on my hands. Niggas around you on a regular basis. So it wouldn't even matter if I'm invested in your learning and understanding. So if you tell me I don't understand, then I want to make sure that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wasn't invested in you understanding, I could have stayed to the house. Do you know what I'm saying? It ain't even no point in reason in doing it. At that point, I'm doing that for myself to get some manner of esteem. No, I want you to understand. So if it took another 45 minutes for you to get it, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? If it took a nigga going back over the topic again so you could get it, then so be it. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? If it meant you called me Sunday and, oh, boy, I know the Jaguar game on, screw that game. We can go over it right now if you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal. Your salvation is more important than my time. That's more important. And every nigga in here know it. Because they know it. Because they hit me and say, boy, we want some extra work. And I know, and I can tell you, if you hit me and say you want some extra work, I'll be way more anal. Way more. You asked for it, though. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference, especially if you ask for extra. Oh, no. Because he could tell you that I was anal a couple years back. I felt like you supposed to know that this is what you want to know. I'm going to bust your balls so you know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not comfortable with nobody in this room being spiritually mediocre. You know what I'm saying? No, we not cool with that. You cool with that? You cool with that? You cool with that? I ain't cool with that. Like I said, I don't ask as many questions as I used to, because I was anal with it. Oh, you nigga don't know? Well, we gonna sit here till we figure it out, because somebody got to know.
That's why you stopped doing letters.
Yeah. But niggas ain't saying nothing. If I feel like you don't want to know, then shoot, you don't want. See, before I just keep on going.
Why you still say you stopped doing letters?
Oh no, I mean we still doing. You talking about what we're doing
You
for?
stopped asking us to figure it out. Like,
Why?
feel like they really know.
Oh no, cause she did told the truth, cause niggas wasn't doing it.
I was learning that too. I was still learning.
But look at the same time, if y'all felt like that was beneficial and nigga been stopped doing that, boy, it's been well over a month.
Why did I stop
Y'all,
that?
y'all ain't say nothing about it.
No, I just stopped because of time. I mean, he just felt like he didn't have time to really focus on that.
No, it's cause it come from when I ask questions and niggas look at me like this.
Yeah, at first I was slowly not getting it, man. I was getting
No, I mean I ain't got no. But see, where I'm at, what it was before war, I was gonna keep going even without a response. But if I don't get no responses, I'm gonna just move on to something else. Cause then I'm gonna look at it either you don't want to do it, or you don't care, or you're not studying on your own time, and I'm gonna just leave it alone. And I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just go on and leave it alone. But since you mentioned that, it's duly noted.
Yeah, you definitely gotta say something.
No, I just thought that he, for the sake of the time with the word.
And I can understand that. I mean, we've been doing the word, but what it was is I just wasn't asking y'all to break them down. That was for time's sake. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we were still doing the words and mentioning, but as far as what letter you spell this and spell that, because we had a lot of stuff to put in there, and I needed every minute to do that. Yeah, but we can get on that. Where we at though?
We just hit the Isaiah real quick, but we still was in.
Oh yeah, come on back to number 21. We ain't gonna get all of it. I guess we can spill this in the next week, because I can still let this say. Cause I'll give y'all a heads up. Y'all want a heads up? You want a heads up? Yeah, read Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I already had told you that Wednesday if you were listening to the video. But I'll remind you again. Read Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 through 9. Because that's what we're going to be dealing with. How many of y'all already knew that, besides Will and D?
I just have rewatched it on Friday.
I know it because I heard you watching it.
I
Huh?
had to get that.
I said it on Wednesday on the video. She seen the video. That's what you mean.
I will say I did do it, and I ain't tell you.
Because I said it on the video. That's why I said that. You seen it too, Sandy? Yeah, I said it on the video. That's why I know, because she told me she was listening to it. So that's how I know she knew it, because she seen it on the video. I know he was watching it. That's how I knew he knew it, because he was watching the video.
I called you and I didn't see it online.
It's not fair, Shannon.
Looking for. That's why I took mine. I could have told you, but that was Friday. So by the time I got home, it was already time.
I would have took that you would have already watched the video by that time.
I took my responsibility, and I apologize. I ain't got nothing to do with the other side, the extra sidebar.
But also say no, I said it on the video. How many of y'all watched that video on Wednesday?
Yeah, that too, though. You definitely gotta take that responsibility.
Because that's the first place I said it at was on that video.
The statement of what?
To everybody need that next week we gonna do Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1 through 8.
But
1
see,
through
I know
9.
I be at work on Wednesday night, so I always try to catch it early in the morning, like when I wake up. Just so
Yeah,
I
said it on
Friday. Because usually on Friday he'll jab what he did Wednesday.
Indeed, I just didn't mention that Friday. I might have did. I don't think I did. But that's why I said it at. I definitely did say it on there.
What's up, kid? Got that nap?
Come on with it, man, because we running long. What time is it?
Yes, sir.
21 and 22. Matter of fact,
Yes, sir.
y'all willing, we'll pick this up because I can still with these kings that we dealing with, I can still use that in what we use in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and meshing them in, because the main point what we deal in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 was it's a time for war and it's a time for peace. You know what I'm saying? But also the other things that are involved with that. So hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. Everybody on the stream, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Bless y'all at the house of y'all. Name of Yahushua. No, chapter 3.
Chapter 3 entirely.
No, verses 1 through 8 or 9.
And he gonna swing the 21
I'm gonna swing the rest of the
Gonna do today,
kings
yeah.
in there with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna meld in. But hold on. Yahuwah willing till Wednesday. Matter of fact, I can read it to y'all right now.